I'm happy he's here. Richard, the floor is yours.
What's up, bro?
What's up, man?
How you doing, Pedro? Wow,
I'm doing okay.
Lots of allegations, lots of
I saw. So Ron said
lots
something.
of haxery going on here. All right,
you want to defend yourself? I don't know if you saw what Ron said.
Hold on. Let me say this. I haven't watched what anybody said, so
okay.
I really don't know what anybody has said about me.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think we should put together some type of forum, right, and start from the very beginning of this very, very epic story that's about to be told here, because I have a very good story to tell you guys. And it starts a long time ago, right? And it's not going to happen right now, but I want to prep you guys, right? And I want this to come out to the community, right? Everybody's like, in a lack of better terms, rides my nuts a lot, right? Everybody knows my name. I mean, you can go to any city, say Sin City Deliveries, and I'm sure they know me, so I've definitely put a huge dent into the community. A lot of the people that Dash avidly, watch YouTube, watch gig content and whatnot, they get to watch their people. And I'm one of those small anomaly type of channels that does things differently, or is the, just the oddball out, you can kind of say. And
definitely
that's led me down the type of journey that I've had, on YouTube and through DoorDash and in life in general, right? It's not just DoorDash that these types of things happen to me. It's life and the way energy works. And I think it's a really good story that's going to be told, and there's going to be no lies. There's nothing going to be hidden there at all.
When is this story going to be told?
Tomorrow is what it is. So, and I want to kind of, but at the same time, I don't know, because really, I think the best person to do this with would be somebody that can, mitigate or be in between it. And I think you would be a great person for that, just because you're popular within the community. You always have had a level head. You don't seem to hold grudges or get very biased. I mean, you are biased towards things, but I think your biasism has,
no, I get what you're saying.
Towards it. You know what I mean?
So you have a story you want to tell that you think that the community is maybe unaware of, or you think they have misconceptions about
they
you?
Have they have very small puzzle pieces, and every actor that's come out and said something has always said it in the light to protect themselves, right? They're always They're always trying to make, they all want their 15 minutes of fame is what they do, right? And if I wanted my 15 minutes of fame, I could have grabbed it years ago. That's how, let's just say that's how far back it goes, right? This journey. So,
so let me ask you a question. So some people, did you tell me about the glitch, Richard, personally? When we did our debates, to your knowledge, I didn't know about it, and you didn't tell me, correct?
Correct. I never told you.
And you never told me.
And if I was going to say right now, I believed you figured out or was told around January or February of this year. If not, that's just my own opinion on.
I knew May 8th. May 8th was when I was told. May 8th.
See, so right in that time frame. I'm, like I said, it's going to be a lot of information, and it's going to start back on the very beginning of my YouTube channel. And I've kind of classified everything on my channel at the same time that I built all of this, and how all this information stayed under wraps for as long as it has stayed under wraps for. But at the same time, I know a lot of people are pissed off about it, which I think is kind of crazy. Why be so mad about another person's hustle or struggle? Right.
I agree with that. But let me ask you,
anybody saying, well, maybe I should be privy to some type of information because I hung out with you or I gave you $1, that's ass backwards. Also, those types of people need to kind of get over themselves with that.
So let me ask you a question, and we won't get in too deep, because if you want to do this a different time or on a different channel or a different day, we could figure those things out if I'm a part of it or not. It doesn't matter to me as much, because I've already done what I needed to do last week, and other people have information. But if you have more, let the community hear it however you feel is necessary. But
I'll put this statement of why people would say, well, why wouldn't Richard have said anything? My blanketed statement was always been the go-to, is I've never said anything about anything of this nature, because this is deactivated. It's against TOS, right? And I'm not going to promote that in any type of way. And anybody promoting that within my community would have been banned or kicked or alleviated from it also, whether I know about information or not, right? It shouldn't matter. It's about keeping a certain guideline of community and the well-being of the mass user. And as you can see, look at the current state of the community, the small community of us, right?
Yeah.
We'll make this video tomorrow. It'll get no more than what, 4 to maybe 10,000 views is what it's going to pick up. It's a very small portion of DoorDash that can figure out about what I'm about to talk about. And I'm going to expose it down to the nitty gritty, because what's out there is not the full story of what it is and what it is capable of and what you are able to do in DoorDash in its current state right now. And people might be pissed off. Oh, you shouldn't say this stuff, but no, it should be said, because there's too many people that are trying to slander my name and backstab me when like I said, my stance from the very beginning has always been to protect the community, just not suck people into something that's not good. And even this conversation that's happening now and the one that's going to happen tomorrow that spills it all is in the long run going to hurt the community of people that use and abuse it, as opposed to people that just figured it out.
So then why say anything? Why say something now? Why'd you click the link? You've been seeing, I'm sure you've heard.
Because it's a perfect story. It's a perfect story. And to me, I've never given a shit. This is one thing too that my haters don't understand is I give zero fucks. And that's one thing they don't understand. They think that I won't say anything, that I don't want.
I'll say this. I think I would push back a little bit on that, because I've also said, hey, I don't give a fuck. But we do give a fuck, because if you don't give a fuck, you're not here. And if I didn't give a fuck, I wouldn't have.
I don't give a fuck about me, my own journey and path. What I give a fuck about is the people that we affect, that watch this information and then use it and get deactivated. The type of people that we suck into this, that don't know what's going on, that are going to be affected by this information right now. Those are the people.
So let me ask you a question.
I care about me. Yeah. I already had my journey. My path is already set. It's already done.
So you knew about the glitch, push Top Dasher, but never mentioned the glitch in the videos. Why?
Because Top Dasher has the success of what the bare bones of the glitch is. And I knew that by using a glitch. Let's drop this whole glitch word.
So I know you used it to get you AR high, but you didn't say that in the videos.
But it started at a certain point. Like I said, we'll get into
how. But can't you see why people would have an issue with that?
Yeah, that's fine. That's their own issue, though. So this is where you need to understand how this builds up before we just jump into the story and start nitpicking certain spots and my opinion over this, and what I think you should have done, and what the public's personal opinion is. Like all of that to me is I really don't, like I said, don't give a fuck. But when it starts affecting people, I give a fuck. But me, it's my own personal decision. Like. Yeah. Don't do what I say, don't do what I do. You know what I mean?
Sure. And I made the videos last week because people were thinking I knew about it. And then in January, because I was being more positive and I tested things out, they thought that I was lying to my viewers using a glitch or whatever you want to call it to
it's an exploit.
Unorganically to exploit the DoorDash app and then not tell my viewer. And I didn't do that. So I was defending myself. So it sounds like you're going to defend yourself, but
of course you had no idea.
Way. I didn't know exactly.
But what I did
by the time I found out about it, my AR was already over 70.
I walked my viewers into having a high acceptance rate or having Top Dasher, because that's where those orders are hidden. And by having a high acceptance rate, by default, you're going to catch the higher paying orders. And because the community was in such shambles a year and a half, 2 years ago, no tip, no trip, DoorDash is shitty. At that point, I figured out, no, DoorDash is not shitty. There's a key to it, actually. And that's when I actually came to you. Like, it literally came to you, was about to tell you what it is. But your community and you were so negative towards me that it was like, why would I reach my hand out to help this guy's community and help DoorDash at this point when he is not even accepting of what I have to say, and he's ignorant towards the situation? Your ignorance was bliss, right? And I don't blame you or anything for that, right? It's just you not knowing, but also by you not accepting this person to come in who was proving factual things each month that there is success in what this person is saying.
Right.
You would have easily been accepted into, like, say, the circle of like, hey, this is the way DoorDash works, right? And then you can pick DoorDash away and its backbones on like the way DoorDash really works, right? Not what publicly people think DoorDash is.
Yeah, but you were, so let's say AR matters. Let's just say it. And I've said it in the last few months. I think it matters.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's stop real quick. If people are so mad about the glitch, why would they even be angry about the glitch? Because if they're angry about a glitch, that means that they're admitting to themselves right there that the acceptance rate has always mattered.
Yeah, which I think there's a lot of, it's the irony in it is very poetic, right? Because it's like, okay, well, AR matters, so I'm mad because I had to take $2-3 orders and you cost me money. It's really nonsense, right? But
It's nonsense.
my question to you is
Arbitrary.
If AR matters, you told your audience, you hid something from them. That's the issue that people have with you. You hid something.
Yeah, that's
the
something
issue.
they're gonna have to get up. I get what you're getting at there is like how would you classify that, like an ethics thing or a morality thing or like a friendship thing or a loyalty thing, like that piece of that doesn't, you are privy to know that about me. Why do I owe you that? It's like the respect thing. Why do I owe you to know that piece of information about me when you're just this random piece of energy out there on the internet just clicking on things? Right.
Yeah,
here's my stance also.
Why make all the videos talking about Top Dasher and
here's
not
my
be
stance
honest
because
about...
because I helped hundreds, thousands of people go that path and earn more money. So now if I was so wrong and I was hurting people and I was lying to people and I was being deceitful, then what I was preaching would have in fact lost every single person that tried to make money off of Top Dasher or large order program, red cards, whatever it was that you should be in still now today to make money off of DoorDash, because that's where the money is sitting. Those people that really pushed themselves and went out there and did it, they made money. Those are the comments on my channel.
Listen, I don't disagree with. I think there's some. I think for some drivers, they've obviously seen the reward of it. But I'm gonna. So, the videos that you made saying, "Hey, it's Hell Week. I'm gonna take 5 orders," or you weren't doing that, were you?
I did for like the first few months. Now we're getting into the story here, and I don't really want to get into the story on your channel. I want to go do this on my channel, and this is where I want it all to be laid out on.
Sure. So you came up here tomorrow so people can come watch you tomorrow, basically. You want
to prep, yeah, and to get an intermediary in between it also to ask the questions as opposed to me sitting there.
I don't think I'm the guy for that. Only because...
Why not?
Well, because a lot of the community knows you through me, and then you made your own lane, which is great. I got no problem with that, right? But the lane that you made, I don't know if I can step in it, because why don't you just make a video and explain yourself? Why do you need a mediator there? Why, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you feel the need to have that? I got you.
I felt,
why not
here
make
it is.
a video?
Here it is. Me trying to include the community and another figure person who could ask questions and who could debate a certain sentence at some certain time on, well, what was the justification of this, or why the decision was made like this, on why you would have moved forward, and when you did that, why did you act in that way? Just stuff like that as the story progresses. So
you'd want me to interview you, almost, is what you're saying. You'd want me to ask questions, you be able to respond. Maybe we have a back and forth. Well, what about this video? What about this? Is that,
not specific videos, but just telling the story, and really, because it's all on my YouTube, I can just go through the month thumbnails and break down each month real quick, and it wouldn't be very long to express the story.
Right. Okay. So, tomorrow's one day, bro. I can't. I can't.
That's what I'm saying. It's so quick on it. So it's like, what are you doing? Obviously.
Yeah, I got things to do tomorrow. I can't. There's no time for me to have tomorrow, unless we did it in the morning at like 7 a.m. But nobody's gonna watch, right? So, and that'd be too early anyway. So, if you want to give it a little time, give the people to come up with questions. My suggestion to you do what you want. It's your channel. You put up a community post. Hey, what questions do you guys have? Handpick 5 to 10 of those questions.
Oh, well, I don't really much care about the questions, because I don't care what their opinion is towards what I did. And I'm saying that in the most lighted, loving way. I'm not trying to be negative at all. It's what I did is what I did. And if somebody's going to be mad about an exploit that's built directly into the app and you're going to be sour about it because of another person, that's that own person's hell.
That's up to you how you want.
You know what I mean?
That's up to you. That's up to you. But a lot of people feel like, well, you're charging for a Discord, which I never had a problem with. I ain't got a make money. I don't give a fuck. That's
hold on. There's people that don't even understand. You guys misconstrue that because you guys are ignorant and you never ask the proper questions. So what is your thinking of me charging for a Discord? Explain yourself right there, because you blow it out of proportion every time. And this is where I'm getting with people listen to you and they go, okay, well, he's charging for his Discord. So let's break this one down.
I actually had your back and defended you earlier tonight, because a lot of the misconception from the community, not everybody, but from some people, enough people, was that Richard's charging $40 for the glitch. And I set that record straight tonight. Ron was here. I said, hey, people think this about Richard with and I was like, that's not true, right? And he said, yeah, he was not charging for that, because a lot of people felt some way about that. And so I cleared your name with that immediately, right?
No, I never took 1 penny for this piece of information.
Right. Yeah. I never thought you really did. I didn't know about the glitch. So how would
the
I
money
know?
that we took from people for $40 on a Discord was to coach them how Top Dasher worked, when we understood that having a high acceptance rate, and this is before Diamond, right? So let's even go before Diamond. Before even Diamond comes out, you can have a high acceptance rate, and you get that at the end of the month, and then you would get priority access to, higher paying orders as a Top Dasher. This is before the Diamond program, right? So at that point, that's what we were teaching people to do, is how to get your acceptance rate raised up into 70% or higher as a Top Dasher. Take X amount of orders, decline X amount per day, last 5 days of the month. Then you would be able to have the perks for the next 30 days of Top Dasher. That's what we charged $40 for people, so that they kind of got like an up to speed on how do I get into the best paying offers.
You charge somebody $40 and you cost them money when you could have just gave them the glitch. Why?
No, at that point we did not cost them any money, because they were doing Hell Week. And
when you do Hell Week, sometimes you're going to lose money. That's a fact.
Well, there you go. Sometimes, but through the experience of our people that did it, they made more money during that time because they accepted more and they were getting more pay, and then their offers are getting better as they work their way up at the same time.
So why not? Why not take $40? Why not take $40 and say, hey, I need you to sit in your home for the next day and get your AR this way, and then they didn't have to do Hell Week at all.
Because the value of it, even today, is priceless. This is how ignorant this community is. That they would.
The value of what? The value of what?
The value of the glitch, even today, is priceless on how much more money you can earn off of knowing how to exploit orders and knowing not how to exploit orders. Teaching someone how to exploit orders, I can take someone from $500 a week to $2,500 a week if they really hustle themselves. That's a massive difference, and it exists right now. Anybody can do it. You iPhone users, which I see in the chat, people say that iPhone can't do it. Whatever you guys channel you heard that from, that person's wrong.
Yeah,
you can do it with an iPhone. You can do it with an Android. You can do it with a flip phone. It doesn't matter what it is. You can do it. And this is what it is. It's the power of, like, even in your thing, it says, exposing the frauds, liars and clowns. Knowledge is power, and power in caps, right? The power is knowledge, right? And this exploit is power over the orders in DoorDash. And the community that is so super sour about orders in DoorDash, the literal key and gate code is given to them right now. Like, Sorcerer's Stone is in all of your guys' fucking hands right now, and you're just blabbing it out loud.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it blows my mind. Hold on. It blows my mind that the negative side of the community would try and slander it so far when they're the ones using it also. They're the ones making money from it. And when it gets taken away, all of us are going to take the hit on it and get reset to just being the bare minimum of struggling on DoorDash, like majority people that do. In any video game, in any program, in any business, there's always upper echelon people that are using some type of shortcut or some type of code or some type of something to help them modulate themselves at that high.
I don't think anybody's saying that's not true. The issue is taking $40 and not giving them the ingredients they need, and you made them cook longer than they had to. That's the issue.
No, but hold on. Yes. But you're putting words in people's mouths that paid, because if that were true, then the people that paid would have your personal opinion. That's your personal opinion, Pedro. That's you projecting what you think. That's not what the people paid. I gave them value. They got Top Dasher. They got better orders. They figured out how to use the system, and they're doing better.
Let me ask you a question. Are you going to have
your personal opinion is that right now? So
yeah, sure.
You can't speak for the people that paid.
I'll learn more. But I think right now I can speak more for the community than you. We could have an argument about that if you want, but that's fine. Are you going to have Ron part of this conversation when you do it?
Ron has a part in the conversation on how it like got learned, the ability of being able to do it. But other than that, Ron has no other than that. Ron, the reason why this is so big right now is because you have a community of people that got negative with me and hated me, and then they want to slander me, and then they want to go share the information with everyone. So if you want to kind of thank people for sharing this information, thank Ron. He's the one that shared it, into the community, and why after say March that you figured out it didn't take more than 5 more months for, you know, all of YouTube to, or the gig community of YouTube to figure out
Right.
what's going on with DoorDash, right? If you look at it through my perspective, or where I've been with, if I've known about the information, I've known about it since June of 2022, a year and a half, a year and 2-3 months that I've known about this, right? And there's people that have known even before that, right? This is public knowledge. Like for me to say like, oh, I know, like I'm some messiah, or people are putting me on some pedestal, like I have control or some type of, I don't know. It's weird for me to say, because so many people follow you and then they have their own personal opinion, and their personal opinion is perception, and perception's 9/10 of reality. Do you know what I'm getting at? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think people are going to attach themselves to what they feel is accurate and true.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, whether that's true and accurate or not, and it's gonna how it makes them feel and what their experience with DoorDash is. I've been saying since the beginning of the year about that. If you can't make money with DoorDash and you keep doing the same shit, you're ignorant, you're stupid. I have talked to my community in a very harsh way. Like, if you guys expect to do the same thing and want a different result, like you're being crazy, right? So I've been trying to tell people, hey, if you're in a diamond zone, you might want to do this. Try the shop and pay. You can get Dash Now. Like, you don't need to do Hell Week to get Dash Now. You don't. I've proved that in probably 20 videos, right? So like, there's other ways to go around it, even without a glitch. You don't even need.
Correct. So that's like
need it.
Even before I figured it out.
So
I did it, you know, made $200 a day even before I figured it out. It's just, I can make $200 in 6 hours instead of having to do it in 10 hours, right? The difference of just shaving time, right? So it's funny how I read the comments and people's like personal opinions and everything that everybody throws in there. Like, oh, a lot of people are just jealous and pissed off and like, oh my God, you should have told me earlier. Or it's like they have that FOMO that they missed out on something that was going on for so long, and because it was right in front of them, and then they feel some type of way, like they get emotionally attached to it, right? Like I could get super emotional and be like, oh, screw everybody and all this, right? As you can see, I'm a calm person. I've always been a calm person. I'm very level-headed. I know when to speak and how to speak, if that makes sense. And that's why for like 10 days or so, I didn't say anything to see what the community would do, like the community's personal opinion. And you can see how many accusations and personal opinions come up about somebody when they have no idea even what they're talking about. They only know from the lens of where they're sitting, which you can't fault those people, right? That's their reality, where they are at it. What they know is what they know, right? And when they get a new piece of information in, then they can adjust their lens on how to now reflect and see how they want to see the world from that new piece of information coming in.
Absolutely. And that's what I did last week, because I have a brand, I have a business, I make money, I have sponsors. You're not going to talk shit on me that's not true unless you have receipts and facts. So last week I was like, you guys could come up. I didn't know about the glitch till this date. I referenced all my videos because I don't want somebody taking food off my plate. I'm not going to have my name slandered. I'm not going to do it, right?
Yeah.
And you can do whatever you need to do to give the people the story, and then they're going to make their own. They're going to perceive that this way. I want to ask you a question, though. I want to ask you a question because I appreciate you coming on. I think it's a good idea for you to explain it if you feel the need to, right? But the analogy I'm going to give you is this. You, like I said, the $40 is irrelevant to me. Like, good for you. I hope you made money. Like, I don't care. Like, don't care about that, right? That's your business as a man to make money. And if people got value out of it and there's no issues, I got no issues. This is the one thing I would challenge you on. And it's like you're a hitting instructor, Richardson City's batting coach for the new Las Vegas team. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you're going to charge on an hour-to-hour basis. And you're a hitting instructor. This is a real job. Many people do it. I know a few of them. And you have 10 guys that coming in, you're putting them in the batter box and you're saying, hey, I'm going to work on your technique, your stance. You're giving them tips and tricks, a different way to look and attack the baseball. Right? Yeah. Up in the box, back in the box, on this kind of pitcher, you're going to adapt, you get the analogy, and then they see you in the batting box, beginning of practice, in the middle, you're instructing them and you're hitting fucking boom, doubles, home runs. I'm referencing your videos where you're showing good results. Right. And sometimes you'll strike out because we all do, but everybody's like, man, I want to learn from this guy. So if he's going to charge me some money or I'm going to watch him for free on YouTube, I'll gladly do it because I see he has high performance that I don't have at the plate. But what you didn't tell other people, the 10 people that come to your camp, is that you're taking steroids. And you're not telling them about the steroids, but you're expecting them to learn, and some of them might do okay, but you're on steroids and you're not telling them that information. That's how I look at it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, 100%. So how does that make you feel then?
It makes me feel that if Barry Bonds, Jose Canseco, Sammy Sosa, great sluggers that have all pretty much admitted in some way or not that they took steroids to boost their home runs, to go from 35 a year to 50, from 50 to 72. Barry Bonds shouldn't be, and he tried this and it didn't work, shouldn't be a hitting instructor if he's not telling people how he got to 72 home runs. That's how I feel about it.
Does that make
sense?
Yeah, 100%.
That's how I feel. And I think I'm saying that because I think the community feels that way. And, it's up to you what you want to care about it or not. And if the people that you instructed don't feel any type of way about it, if the 10 people that you put in that batting cage, if they feel like they're okay, then you can stand on that, right?
For the value that I taught them in the program that they bought, 100%, I fulfilled 100% of my duty towards that program. Does that make sense? As in, the program you bought is the program you bought. Anything that I do on my personal time is my personal business. It doesn't concern you. And I gave you the value that you opted in for, that you knew you were going to get, that you expected, and that you got value for me to put a cherry on top and say, oh, also check it out, you can take drugs and it'll help you out to lift more weights, hypothetically. That shouldn't be something that you hold that person accountable for because they have the knowledge of. Do you know what I mean? Like if you went to court or something and said, well, because he had the knowledge of knowing how to shoot a gun, I think he's going to kill someone with a gun. Like it's not going to hold up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I disagree. I think that
I see your perspective though, is like you're coaching these 10 people and you're telling them how to get buff and they see your physique and your results, but your physique and results also has 10% of something. You're
not telling them how to get buff, because you can get buff and big without steroids. You're telling them how to hit a baseball further, and that steroids clearly helps you with that. So that's
whatever
you know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
But see, at this now, it's like it's apples to oranges. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's someone's opinion over someone else's opinion, and if someone's going to get sour over it, then that's fine. Like we can all agree, and obviously, people are not going to agree, and some people are going to agree, and some people are going to be neutral. Some people are not going to care at all on what the circumstance is, right? And I'm ready for that too. I understand that, and I know that's an outcome. So whatever outcome that is to be, when I say my story is what it is. Like to me, here's what it is. I don't give a fuck. I have zero fucks in that perspective because I've already played it out, right? There's no like changing what happened.
No, absolutely not. I think so.
But here also in with my DoorDash story, I helped thousands of people. I put more money in people's pockets. I motivated thousands of people, and I'm still doing that, and that's why I'm here. And regardless if I was using an exploit or not, I'm still out there hustling. I'm still taking orders. I'm still busting my ass. I'm still putting hours in, and I'm still just doing the job, so.
No, I don't take that away from you. I think you're still doing the work. You're still having to have good days, bad days, right? But when you make as many videos as you did and you hide a big piece of it, I think that's where people have the issue. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe, I don't know. That's your story to tell, but that's the perception, at least, right? And perception is not always reality. But when you go quiet for as long as you did, people are going to make up their own assumptions, and you know that. So then now, obviously, you need to say something, and you're doing that for a purpose. You don't seem like somebody that's doing something just to do it. There's obviously a result you're trying to achieve by clicking my link and also by making a video. And we'll see what that is. I don't know what it is. That's for you to tell us, I guess, or not. But obviously there's something there, because you don't have to do anything, right? I mean, if you feel good about it and everybody got value, you shouldn't have to say anything. So we'll see.
No, I think it's a very cool story to show it, and not only that, expose the problems with DoorDash right now, because also at the same time, like I said, when I first introduced this, is, and I did this to protect the community and not saying anything as I knew about it, and as I have a channel and I can get my 15 minutes of fame. What you're seeing right now is you're seeing the fucktards who want their 15 minutes of fame coming out and barking like a little rat dog as loud as they can, and they're going to slander anybody's name that they could possibly pull through the mud at the same time. But you guys have watched my channel for, a year and a half or 2 years that I've been on. I'm not a negative person. I don't come out with negative information. I don't try and like talk shit about people or other people's channels or disagreements or whatever people want to put in. People try and get Pedro and I to fight all the time and say, this is what he said and this is what he said. And then they literally make fucking fake comments in my Discord and retype them and copy paste them and send them over and try and create controversy. And I have to deal with this shit. Like it's hilarious to me, like what people try and do to rip someone down. Me, like I said, I've always been out just trying to show that people, you can just go out and you can hustle, and by the side effect of me hustling super hard, I stumbled upon an exploit in DoorDash. And that's what happened to me, and that's the story I want to tell people. And at the same time, it's cool because I used the exploit to help motivate people and show people where more money was in DoorDash's system. And that's my perception, my lens, my reality on how I see it. And you guys, people can be negative in the comments. You guys can call me losers and what it is, but you have to understand I'm a person living from my perspective and you're a person living from your perspective. We all have different realities on how things play out, and different things happen to different people at different times. And I'm not the only one that knew about an exploit in DoorDash. So for a lot of people that want to rip me about that, you guys.
No, it's not about that. It's about making content. It's not that you didn't know. I mean, other people knew about it clearly before you and I, maybe even a year or two before, but they didn't make videos talking about Top Dasher. There's a big difference there. Knowing about it, that's the difference. And so I think people, you might find it hard, and you don't care. You said it doesn't matter, but you can't call yourself a teacher.
This goes out to a group of maybe 4,000 to 10,000 people are going to watch this and have their judgmental, opinions about what they feel this situation should be or shouldn't be. And that's them from their perspective and their lens. Everybody's allowed to have their own personal opinion.
Absolutely.
But, like I said, it's already played out and it's already done. What they're getting is they're getting the privilege to see somebody else's lens. I'm like, it's funny how I say this. I feel like, this is where more people will rip me. It's like you said, I don't have to say anything. But by me saying this, I know I'm going to help people by saying it, by getting it out there, by showing vulnerabilities or showing that you can express something that some people think are very negative, and you have a lot of exposure of people talking negatively on your name about it, yet you're going to speak about it when some people just curl up in a ball or delete their channel or delete content or ban people or whatever it is, right? People act in these crazy ways. But I think it's cool that I'll get to express my story through my lens, and hopefully, and I know the people that are the good people will respect that. They'll see it as it is, and the people that are super judgmental and negative, they'll keep recreating that in their life. They'll be judgmental, they'll be negative. That karmic wheel of negativity will keep happening in their life, and I'm here to attract the positive people, which I've attracted a lot of positive people in DoorDash. A lot of the negative people obviously don't come to my channel. My channel obviously doesn't grow as fast because I don't talk on the negative lights, and obviously controversy and negativity will attract people quicker, will create the conversation faster, will get more people talking, right? It's like I understand all of these things and know these things, but I do my way in a certain way because I only want to attract a certain energy and positive energy around me, and you're like that too. I mean, you preach that also. Get the negativity out. And it's hard because we're on a public platform where we have thousands of people that are looking at us, and their majority, 98% of people generally have that negative thought over them versus the positive thought, and they let the negative one override the positive one,
So let me ask you this. So the people that you had that was part of your learning circle, right? Do they know that you were using the glitch or not?
Probably not. No,
probably not. So they'll find out. So you don't think that there might be some people that might feel some type of way once they have that information, or you're not concerned about that?
No, I wouldn't be concerned with any of those people because, like I said, I gave them the value that they had paid for. They got earnings from that. They've made more money. They've messaged me afterhand. So there was never a negative transaction. I don't know how to really say that. 'Cause, you know, there was never somebody that came back and was like, "Hey man, you know, what the F, what the fuck did you do to me?" or anything like that, right? And I think that's where you keep, through your lens, you're seeing it as like it's like something negative happened right there, but
No, I don't
nothing
know
negative
that. That's why I asked. I don't know. I have,
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not sure.
Well, no, I never had anybody come back, and if there was, I mean, they would be publicly, they would have found me on YouTube, and if you were, go in the comments and say, hey, yeah. I mean, now I say that you're gonna get trolls, obviously, you know,
Well,
saying, yeah, I did.
we can't control that.
Yeah, you can't control all of that.
I
So,
think it's for me. I wanted to defend my name last week because people are like, "Oh, you're lying to your community." I never lied about my earnings. Never lied about this. So I gave a timeline of, I was
well,
already at
here,
this. So
I
for
can say this
me, hold
too.
on, let me finish. Let me finish. So for me, it's like, people came at me because like, oh, you can't tell people, you can't teach people and give them tips and tricks when you were lying to them. You can't paint a picture that's not true, right?
Yeah.
So for me, yeah, irregardless of what people think, how you helped them, if they were satisfied and got value, paid or not, that's between you and them. So anybody else's opinion, if they weren't part of that circle, it's they can
Yeah,
have it, right?
they can say
But
you frauded that
right,
person, but not unless
they
that
can say
person.
they can say that, but I don't think you can call yourself a teacher knowing if you use the glitch. That's my opinion. Now, you could be somebody that has knowledge about AR might matter in zones, but you're not somebody that can say you can teach or should be like a professor. Does that make, because you didn't share with your classroom everything that you knew. That's how I look at it.
Okay, I see your point of view. You know, it's fair to have, you know, your point of view. I'm not going to knock it and say you're wrong or something. You know, fair enough. Fair enough. You know, that's
So
from your
yeah, I
your.
mean, that's just, I think, and I think that's where, it's going to be up to you. You already said you don't give a fuck. You give zero fucks. So it doesn't, I don't think what people say after you give them the story is going to matter, because you'll have some people that are going to support you, and you'll have some people that will hate you. You'll have some people that will come out and dislike you even more now that they found out and you just said, hey, I used the glitch. Now they're going to be like, damn, I knew it, but now he said it publicly. And so now
Yeah.
I don't, I know that doesn't matter, right? But I think it's going to be important for you, if you're going to tell a story, let's make sure it's everything. But then it's also like, you got to have like receipts, man. I think for me at least, that's my recommendation. Whether it's, hey, these were people in my Discord, they had no problem. Look, I made them make an extra $100 every week or whatever. Like, otherwise, if your word alone telling the story at now isn't going to have a lot of credibility, in my opinion, unless you have people backing you up. That's just my 2 cents on it, right?
Credibility
And
credibility towards what?
your story, you could say anything. At this point, you've already said that you knew about the glitch and didn't tell the people that paid you money, and you didn't tell people on YouTube when you were making Top Dasher content. So you could tell any story right now. And how are people supposed to believe anything you say without having some receipts and some people to
Correct.
back up?
So here, this is where it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So even me coming on the channel right now. So April Fools, guys, I'm joking. I had no idea until UDM came out with a video, and that's when I figured it out. And all of you guys telling me just told me how to do the glitch, and I was like, what the hell is all this information? So I just want to say thank you to all of you guys that opened your mouths about this. And I've been using it over the last 10 days because I don't care, because everybody's using it. What are they going to do? Ban all of us? No, they're just going to patch it. I literally made $7,000 last week by exploiting orders, only taking large orders. Like, what the fuck? It's awesome. It's awesome.
But clearly that's not the case, right?
See, so this is where it is. Anybody can say anything at any point. Even right now, as people are saying, well, Sin City used the exploit. So obviously, it's you're trying to say, like, I can make up a story. People obviously know I was doing something at some point, or they have some type of theory it was.
Yes.
So yes, obviously.
Last week I could have made up a story. I could have made up a story as well. But my point to you, Richard, is I brought video evidence and receipts with dates, and have a number of people that can back up my story. So you could say what you just said and you learned about it from UDM, and we know that you're being funny. But my point is, you're going to have to, either you should say it and come and show receipts, or don't say anything. That's just my opinion.
I don't, I
You
don't know
take
what,
your
I
word
don't know
for it.
what receipts I would need other than me to explain the story. And then at
Yeah.
the end of my story, each and every single one of you can go out and use the exploit right now and go make more money off of DoorDash starting today. And I will break down every little secret of what you can do with DoorDash. And like, even if you've never used it, Pedro, or the week that you made $2,000 or whatnot, like if you
I
made,
didn't know about it then.
hold on. So let me say, so even if your market is that lush without using an exploit, dude, with an exploit, you can probably make $5,000-$6,000 a week out of your city if you're making 2,000 on an autopilot.
Maybe. I don't
No,
know.
yes, there's no doubts, and this is what's hilarious because everybody says, well, no top dasher doesn't work, no your high acceptance rate doesn't work. I'm telling you right now, dude, you can make so much more money. And see, this is where it gets sketchy, right? Why would I try and tell you to go break the rules right now, right? This is where it gets sketchy. Why would you? And then why would you go listen to this other YouTuber, go onto your account and go do something that's going to possibly deactivate you, incriminate you, or whatever people want to say it is
No, yeah,
in the
you know,
chat?
I found out about it May 8th. I didn't say anything because for the same reason. I was told, hey, don't say nothing. It's like,
Why
okay.
would you? Why
Why,
like
why, and why would I? Why would
it's
I?
so powerful. And that's why, so right now, why would this small community, and I don't mean like us, I mean like lower subbed people that are trying to like reach up right now. And I'm not trying to put that in any way. Like, I'm not trying to pedestal us at all. I'm just going by like a strictly
No,
analytical.
no. That's what it is. That's what they're definitely riding coattail. I mean, I'll say it. That's what people do on YouTube.
Okay, so they do.
They,
So
yeah,
okay, so we can agree to that as people will try and
yes.
latch onto your nuts and try and pull. So why would this community now, if they knew I knew about this so long ago, why would now only be the time to bring it out? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would it be on such a delay to hit the community if these people wanted to tear someone down? And I've got an answer for this. I'm just walking into it. It's because when you get into friendships with people and you share information to those people, and then that relationship turns sour between those two people, one person's going to have some jealousy towards another person, and they're going to go tattletale, and they're going to go run to other people, and they're going to go try and spread lies. Like hypothetically, the girlfriend that, you know, you broke up with, and now she tells all of your friends that you have a little dick, right? And that because that makes you self secure, you know, or insecure about yourself. And she knows this, so she tells everybody, and she tells all her girlfriends around. And now you feel like this little small person around all of these people, right? I think it's funny that right now that this community is choosing to come out with this information when they are full and well using it at the same time, exploiting the same exact
No,
way.
I think the reason it got out is because people that had smaller channels, like you said earlier, wanted to, they assumed that I knew. So they attacked me and others, but I was one of the main ones. Oh, Pedro knows and he's lying, and they made content because they either felt something, but they were ignorant. So I just said
the ignorance of it.
The ignorance of it. Exactly. Right. I don't
And
know.
that's what's happening right now. And I want to go back to like the importance of the information, the how much power is behind this exploit right now that these people are talking about. Like, shit you not, you will make more money using this exploit, bar none, right? And I'm not promoting anybody to go out and do this. I don't
You
want.
just did. You just did. You just
Well, of
told
course,
people,
it's going to.
Pedro,
But I
you
didn't
made
explain
2,000, but you could have
but
made 5 or 6. So anybody hearing that's gonna, why wouldn't they use it?
why wouldn't they go out and do it? Exactly. So when this information goes to those shitty communities and they share it with everybody, but here's also the caveat to it. It's probably not going to work for you because there's thousands of people in every single city using it right now. And the quality or quantity of what you're going to try and get is no longer there in certain areas that this information is more popular in. Does that kind of make sense also? Because you have bigger groups of communities who are controlling areas, who are scraping the orders, and you have groups in areas that have no idea. So obviously it's not affected. So those dashers can have a good experience. What these dashers are doing that are using it, you know, okay, hold on. Let me say this. When a few people are using it, it's not that bad. When everybody in the community is using it, then it starts to hurt the system a bit. And that's what we're running into at this point in time also, is now that more people are going to use it, it really doesn't help at all to use it because everybody's using it. So it's one of those things where it diminishes itself. And it doesn't.
Let me ask you a question. You're saying everybody's using it. I think a very small percentage of drivers that have a Dash app are using this glitch.
Oh, well, for sure. But what I'm getting at is, say, the people that are watching this information right now, as it gets spread every single day, as people can't keep their mouth shut.
In a grand
right?
scheme, a very small amount.
In a grand, like I said, this thing will get like 4,000, 10,000 views or something like that. And the people that are getting privy to the information through somebody else's lens. Now, I've never said how it works or how to do it or what to do. You guys can find that amongst yourselves right now. But tomorrow, I'll show everybody exactly what the dealio is with it. And this is something DoorDash really should address also, because here it comes down to also, again, is this information is powerful. With this information comes great responsibility. And with that great responsibility should have been keep your mouth shut. And you knew that as somebody who has thousands of followers or runs a household, who has a wife, who has kids, who understands what responsibility is when that piece of information came through you, your field automatically told you what you should do with that information. And that was just keep it on the DL, right? But as you can see, the information that hits other people, they can't think the same way because they don't have the same discipline or composure in life as others do. So they're going to, spout it out to everybody, right? So I think it's just time for everybody to kind of know what's going on. The people that are in the gig community that want to take advantage of DoorDash, you definitely can. It's the only app that you can do this, that to my knowledge, and if we're going to ride this little wave, then maybe all of us that want to bitch and complain together, then how about let's all just stick it to DoorDash, because that's really what we've always wanted to do. And that's what I've always done. So all of you guys that have called me a clown and called me an idiot, I've been riding above. I've been on top of the wave the entire time. I've never taken a shitty order. Never had to deal with bullshit like you guys.
Yeah, but you've been on top of the wave.
Because you guys focus on the wrong stuff. You guys focus on negativity and you focus on the wrong shit. So you create more negative shit that happens to you. The wave of negativity keeps hitting you. I don't focus on that stuff, and I don't look at things negatively. I don't even look at this event as a negative event. This is all positive in the grand scheme of life.
You're on top of the wave. I was in the middle and I brought people up. You were on the top and you took money from people in the middle without telling them how to get to the top quicker. That's the issue.
But see, hold on. That's your
no.
personal bias again. That's your
bias. That's
your bias against somebody saying that you think I defrauded somebody, dude.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't use that word.
Somebody paid me for their time. I took money from someone so I can give them my time and help them with information they didn't have. And that's what any instructor or teacher does. And if you can't see that, Pedro, then I don't, it's something you don't have to.
Wrong.
This is an event that we're going to keep arguing over.
Oh, that's okay. It's good. It's good. Have you coached kids or any kind of sports teams before?
Not like sports teams, no.
Okay. I've done a lot of coaching. Okay. So if I knew of a technique on how to get a basketball player to shoot a higher percentage of the free throw line with their elbow, their feet, they're all the things, the mannerisms. If I knew how I could help them and I delayed it by even one game, I'm a horrible coach. Point blank, period. My job as a coach, whether I'm being paid or not, if I have all the information, I'm sharing that information.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you were on top of the wave and you let some people get to the top with you, but it was delayed. And I think you did it so that you could take more money. That's my opinion.
Okay, so hold on. You keep going to the whole money. No. Hold on. Let me ask this. How much money do you think I made? How much money do you think I? Well, no, because you obviously think it's a lot of money. Let me just break down, bro. Bro, I made like $300 or $400 from that. Like we only had like 7 or 9, 10 people buy it. So for whatever you think is here, like you keep harping on it, so that's it affected you somehow in some type of way. It makes you feel.
I'm not harping. I'm making a point. My point is.
Okay, go ahead.
My point is, a good instructor, a good leader, a good teacher doesn't hide information from the people they're trying to make better. Regardless if it's one person or 1,000.
We're gonna keep getting to this point of you saying, well, you hid this little piece from information, and I'm gonna keep getting to the point of
no, it's not little, Richard. You just said it's a game changer. It's not little. You've said it's a game. You can't. You're undermining the significance of it. You're talking on both sides of your mouth. You're saying it's a game changer, Pedro. You just lost out on $4,000. You just told me that. Yeah. And then now you're saying it's little when you reference the people that you helped. That makes no sense
because what you bought is what you purchased. You didn't know that I had this balloon above you with all of the extra money in it. You purchased the box that was hanging from the balloon, and that's what I sold you. And now that you've found out that there's a balloon above you and you're sour, that your ice cream scoop is smaller than your brother's, and you want to have this hissy fit over it, That's what I feel like you're running into. You're not privileged to that piece of that information. That information has no value to you until I
Hold up.
tell you about it, and then it has value.
So
And do
that
you want
okay,
to
you
purchase
just
that value now?
Richard, you just proved my point, bro. You said that
Okay.
piece of mention doesn't have any value, but you've been saying it's a game changer.
It it is, but I'm not going to tell you that piece of information because you didn't purchase that level of information.
Okay.
That
So
doesn't make sense to you?
did you give them the opportunity to give you more money to get that information?
No, no.
Then
There was
then there's no tier. You only had one tier. That
well,
makes
hold
no
on,
sense what you
because
just said.
if they would just use Top Dasher long enough, then they would run into this exploit by watching their acceptance rate. People that run into like picking up how to do this, it's because of the focus of their acceptance rate, and they see something happen and they realize, holy shit, well, why don't I take advantage of that now? It's built right into the app. I might as well do it. You're gonna always try and twist it in your little way to try and prove your point. You have validity in the way you want to do it. You're going to disagree with this and try and slough me down again. You have your personal opinion on how you see it, but your opinion is not the correct opinion. So for you to preach it like, no, this is what it is and this is the way everybody sees it. No, Pedro, not everybody sees it that
I'm
way.
giving you an analogy as somebody that used to coach little middle school age girls basketball. Okay. So that I'm going back in my mind, like, why would I not tell them how to be better and score more points per game?
So here, okay, perfect.
Why would I hide that from them?
Why would I not tell this person? Here's it is from what I said when I first came into this. The reason why I would not tell this person is putting them in the risk of deactivation and risking their account for this exploit that exists. And this is, pre anybody knowing it. So we don't know the level of like what could happen if DoorDash knows about you doing this, under wraps right now, with it being such a big thing. DoorDash can't do much, and if they're going to ban people, then they could probably come onto YouTube, be like, which people were talking about it. Okay, go after those creators, try and find their accounts, and then ban those specific accounts. But in the long thing, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people using it right now who just picked up the information and go use the information, right? And like, what about those accounts and all those types of people? So I feel like it's gone so far out of range that like it doesn't matter. Just talk about it at this point. And if people are going to use it, just like how Flex had come out with different versions of the app to show full tips, and it's like that shit existed, and it's not until it's pushed way out there and everybody start using it, people doing it, and then DoorDash figures it out and boom, let's patch that real quick and fix that. Right? The same shit's going to happen with this, and it's like the community is so at throats with each other, right? Like people can't like. I don't know how to say this. Like people.
Well, I think they're at throats because we have people that are struggling, not making money, and when they see people like you and I and other people talking about programs, but they feel like they're not giving all the information, they have issues, and they should. They have, as viewers and subscribers that have paid you and I money, thousands of dollars. You've made thousands of dollars on YouTube. I know you have. So they want answers. So when things come to me, I'll just say, all right, let's talk. Click a link. What do you want to know? Right. So, and you're going to do the same to your credit. And I think that's fine. And people will be able to decide what they believe and what they don't believe.
Let's go back to how you were saying, like, if you were to give the, your bodybuilder so much information, but not the top, the whole thing was like to protect them from not being part of what could be the negative to come of like getting deactivated or being banned from DoorDash or even this conversation, right? It's like the controversy about these people, about other people's opinion, what other people think about you and how people deal with that stress. Cause it's a lot of anxiety, you with a large channel, I know you have it under control. You know how to deal with people. It's to you. I know it's something that's probably just like a light switch, turn it on and off. Don't deal with it, deal with it. It's not much, but other people don't have that, composure about themselves, and they'll let something like this destroy themselves. Or imagine the worker right now that's been using the exploit and doesn't want this to come out, and now it's all over the place, and then they patch it and this person can't use it anymore. That person gets affected, right? And there's tens or hundreds of thousands of people like that right now. You could essentially say my channel was I was one of those people still hustling DoorDash, skimming the orders, but still having results, still having to go out there and do it all. People that still have all the programs will still go make money and they'll still have a good experience. it will be a lot hard. They'll have to put in the more hours to hit the same numbers that somebody
Right.
using the exploit would have done.
So
Not to say everybody still can make the same money. It's the effort put in that changes the effort.
Sure. So in saying that, you said it's against TOS earlier is what you said. I think that was your stance on it. So if DoorDash sees that you are saying what you're saying, do you think they might deactivate you?
Well, there you go. See, this is now it's all over YouTube. So it's like this could all be a fake story, just like how you were saying before. So us publicly talking about it, it's already like you open Pandora's box at this point. DoorDash, I believe, like, okay, so have you ever coded for video games? Do you know what coding is?
I would never know how to even. That would be no way. I could never do something like that. Not interested.
Okay, so shit, I forgot where I was going to go with the coding. What was I saying right before that?
Well, listen, my question was, do you think, how would you feel if DoorDash deactivated you and other drivers in this community that admitted to using the glitch? How would you feel if you got deactivated? So you make your video tomorrow. Next Monday, you wake up to a Dash and you can't get on. Are you concerned about that or not at all?
Yes and no. So hold on. Okay, so now I remember. So before, like, if people were using this exploit and it wasn't public and nobody kind of knew about it and DoorDash could figure it out, let's go back to the video. Now I remember the video game, why I was going to use the video game analogy. So if I created a video game and you guys were cheating in my video game using aimbot and ESP and looking through walls and killing each other, do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Right? Using like cheats, right? Mm-hmm. But this was a private cheat that you created but didn't release to the public, and I found out that it was in there, I would just ban all of you guys using it. Does that make sense? Yep. Now, a public cheat, this isn't going to work as well, but what I would do is I would ban the public cheat so the public cheat no longer works, but don't ban majority of the users. This is kind of a bad analogy, but don't ban the users that were using the public cheat because they got sucked into it because of the asshole who dropped the public cheat, who sucked them into it, unknowns to their ignorance, and now they got banned from it because of the actions from a dumbass who released that information to those people. And they would have never been in the circumstance they were in if that individual would have took a responsibility for the information pre-hand and not releasing it to the public. Does that make sense?
But everybody. So one person found out about it, whether it was from a DoorDash IT person or whatever, right? Or you just stumbled upon it because you kept getting paused because you didn't have reception. And then you noticed, oh my God, I went from 70 to 71, but I didn't do it.
Correct.
And then you tried it. And that's how some people found out about it.
Correct.
And maybe on their own, and others, you're sitting in a Walgreens parking lot. Hey, I found this out. Check it out.
See, those people, but those people that figure it out that way generally would keep it to themselves because it's just something they stumbled upon. What we're seeing is different on YouTube. It's dynamic because it's somebody coming out to try and like get the click or try and help that, like, ooh, look what I can do for you guys. They're trying to expose and take advantage of the clicks or like make a new friend or something, or the 15, I like to use the 15 minutes of fame one, is trying to get that exposure to be like, look at me, look what I did for you, and look at the value I provided. But what sucks is the way it's done is the value is not shown very well in the way that it's presented. And how it's actually can be used, or say the top professionals using it and using it at its fullest potential, is different than what's on YouTube right now, and it's different than what the people that leaked it. You could say the people that leaked it have a very low understanding of the way it works. Not to say the low understanding is still good enough to make it work, if that makes sense. But you can use it in a certain way that'll definitely help your dashing throughout the day. And like I said, anybody that uses, if you struggle with DoorDash, then having this piece of knowledge would not make DoorDash struggle at all. You would just go out and take what you want to take and, set your limit of what you want to make for the day and go hit that number and go home. And this is what a lot of people have been doing. And this is why people didn't want this information to be public, because it's one of those things. It's just, you guys, you go do your thing.
Let me ask you this. I did a video last week. I didn't talk about it this week at all. It wasn't a topic tonight. Why did you come on tonight's show and you're going to further let more people know about it? Why not? It would have sizzled out, in my opinion. So why are you doing what you're doing?
I'm giving the negative community, like the slanderer community, what they want right now to closure out this chapter of what I've done through my life. It's just through my lens, right? Everybody gets to tell their story or get to say what they want. And And like I said, I think this story will be positive and actually help people, as much as people want to say this is negative or you're scamming people, or, you know, I'm just living my life and I happen to pick up a piece of information, knowledge that's helped me. You can hate me for that, and that's cool. You know, when I made my YouTube channel, I didn't make my YouTube channel to like be liked, right? I just made my YouTube channel to be known. And by doing that, it helped me not really take like offense to all of the people that want to be negative towards you, don't like you, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I've got red hair, got freckles, wear glasses,
Yeah.
hairline's receding. You know, I've got all the things against me for people to be like, you know, screw this guy, you know.
Yeah,
But
no, I get it.
but I don't try and allow any of that to affect me. You know, when people come up with these cute names, I like this one, the Glitcher. I think that one's a really good. So hey,
I mean,
guys,
that's pretty good. You got to get
that one was a good one.
Listen, I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah.
There's a guy, Thomas Schubeck Industries. You've heard of him? You've seen him, right?
I don't know.
So he made himself look like you in the last week. So he has a backwards hat, glasses. He shaved his beard. He has a mustache. Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
See, this is what's cool about.
Interesting.
This is what's cool about.
You should be flattered by that. You should be flattered.
No, I was gonna say, like, right here, I'll respond to it. So this is what's really cool about energy. That I guess I don't know how to really say this, but what you think you become, right? And it's kind of like philosophical right here. So the more you think about something in your life, the more you start attracting that type of nature into your life and that type of circumstance into your life, right? And that's like kind of how I started my YouTube channel and how I started, you know, doing door dashing and all of where you guys kind of see me right now. Is I believed I could be here and I believe I will be here. And even as this may be like a negative event, like in a lot of people's eyes, this is part of my growth to be a larger channel, to get to 10,000, 20,000, hit that freaking, you know, 100K play button. You're going to get yours too, right? As long as we keep grinding, we're going to have our haters that hate us. We're going to have the people that like us. You're going to have the people that watch us for, you know, a month and then drop off and, you know, they disappear. And it's like, you know, you have the friends that are here along the way. I like to attribute it this way: is life is like a big bus stop. It's just a big giant line and you're on this bus. And as you go through life, there's little dots and those are, you know, bus stops. And majority of people in life like to talk about the bus stop they were on. So as the bus travels, an event happens and the event is the bus stop. Does that kind of make sense? So right now we're on like a bus stop in the gig community right now. And all these people get to learn about this exploit or this glitch, and they get to learn what other people were doing and maybe some of their favorite people that they were watching. They're like, oh, wow, he really tricked me, or, you know, he conned me the whole time. He was deceptive. I don't like him. He's an asshole. But that's the knowledge they get when they get to the bus stop, right? And as they get to the bus stop, they create a new world lens of how they see everything. And then what happens is the bus takes off again. And as the bus takes off, everybody on the bus talks about what happened on the previous bus stop. And if they were on any bus stop before that, they talk about that information. The 98% of people do this. You and me and creators, we're talking about the next bus stop ahead that hasn't happened yet. We're talking about the 50,000 subscribers you wanted when you started this year, making your, you know, your personal goals. And a lot of people allow the environment to dictate their personal reality. So an event will happen in reality, and that event is a piece of information that hits them. And as it comes through them, then they realign themselves and then they act on that piece of information. And the gig community is like that. Everybody's getting this download of information pushed into them right now, and they're all having to react to the environment, and they're literally just reacting, right? There's no really thought put into it, as opposed to your channel. There was thought put into it. There was thought put into that house you bought. There was thought put into that baby when you wanted it. There was thought into that girl when you chose her and you wanted to be her wife, or her be your wife, right? There's thoughts put behind these things. And I feel like in this gig community right now, it's super, super negative. And because negativity is feeding negativity, or one negative person talks to one negative person and they agree, and then they ask another person and three of them agree, then three or four, then five, right? And then they start assimilating. It's that thing of energy. Energy attracts each other. And this gig community, I don't want to like say this is fact because I don't really know the numbers in this, but I feel like a lot of us that are in this gig community are because you failed a job, because you don't want to work for someone, you don't want to be told what to do, you're your own boss, and really what it comes down to is you're an insecure little bitch who doesn't want to work, who doesn't want to take responsibility for your life, and this is the last thing that you have. Now, we've said this in other things, and I'm just generalizing. I don't want to, or I don't want to generalize.
I think after you make this video, this is me. I'm just listen. I shoot it straight, just like you. I think you're gonna get kicked off the bus, bro. And I think you're nuking your channel right now on this live. And I think whatever you do tomorrow is going to continue that. And I think it's going to be very hard for you to continue to grow because people aren't going to trust you. That's what I believe.
That's fine.
And that might fuel you to prove me wrong. But I think you're
here what it is that's fine.
I'm just being honest, bro.
Because that's a small portion of the people that know of my name right now who will get this piece of information and be like, well, I don't agree with that. So block. And then I will fall out of their life. And that's fine. Because me still being the positive person I am, I will just move on and continue to doing what I'm doing. And that will attract other positive people towards me. And it will continue to grow. You know, one event doesn't define you as a person.
No, events don't define you. If anything, I could speak to this. I've been through a lot of fucking bullshit on YouTube, but I'm still here. My channel still grows because I stand 10 toes down and I keep it 100 and I attack. And like, if it's something significant, I'm on it. And I think you're going to get kicked off the bus, man. And I think if you don't handle this right tomorrow, your channel's in trouble. I'm telling you that right now.
That's cool.
And if anything, I respect you on a level because you came and clicked the link. And you got balls, and I respect the man that's got balls. You got big ones, and I really respect that. But I think if you don't do this, if you don't handle it the right way tomorrow, your channel's fucked. That's what I believe.
That's cool. You know, you like I said, everybody has their own personal opinion on how they want to look at things. And if you want to have the doom and gloom,
there's no doom and gloom. I said if you don't handle it correctly. I think if you handle it correctly.
See, but you use the word correctly, like correctly has some underlying pins on. If you hit this notation, this notation, then it's correct. Like it's just a bullshit ass word that you're using right there. Your personal opinion.
There's right ways to handle things and there's wrong ways to handle things. In the court of public opinion,
the court of public opinion, exactly.
And this is YouTube. We're on the public, right? Your channel's public, right?
Of course.
So that's what I'm referencing. I'm not saying if you do something, it's wrong or right. We're talking about channels here. You're talking about you want to grow your channel. I'm giving you a piece of advice because I've had to handle a lot of shit on YouTube. I've made mistakes and I've made videos I wasn't proud of. I've responded to comments. I've done things I'm not proud of. But I'm saying if you don't handle this correctly, in my opinion, it's going to be the disaster of Sin City deliveries on YouTube. That doesn't mean you can't do other shit in another platform. But on YouTube, I've seen it with Blake Moore from Moore Finance. He did some shady shit. He's never recovered. And he's had to pivot. And his channel and he was hot as fuck on YouTube. And he didn't recover. So that's what I'm saying. So if your YouTube is important to you, you got to handle tomorrow correctly. That's
So like I said, in this world, I've always done events exactly when I was supposed to do them at the perfect timing, right when I was supposed to. And this event is playing out at a perfect time. Exactly how it should. My consciousness told me to do this exactly at this point. Sure. The worst thing to do in this circumstance as a shitty human being would to be completely silent, would to not speak it, would to lie to myself, internally keep the lie the whole entire time. And then at that point, then yes, now I've deceived my entire community. But by me coming out and telling the exact story on exactly how it happened, when it happened, how it started, when I learned it, how I learned it, why I learned it, and what I did, that's a lot more respectable. And if I was to look up to a man in my life, I would respect that man for coming out and doing what he's doing than being a little bitch and hiding behind the curtains or whatever it may be. So I understand.
Your intent is right. You're right on. Your intent and what you want to achieve and attacking it and not being silent is commended, and it's 100.
So I know by that and the good graces and the good graces.
Your execution is important. So intent is one thing. How you execute on it and how it's perceived is going to be whether that's my point I'm trying to make, right? So last week when I went live and I invited everybody on, if I just didn't have videos and receipts and video evidence and testimonials, that could have been a disaster for my channel. Because then the community could have said, Pedro is lying. He didn't have anything. And he brought all these people on and they showed proof. That would have fucked me. Credibility gone. Mr.BetonYou.
But I could just prove that the exploit works. And that's in itself right there enough to show that you can make more money.
But
and then
that's
I can Go
that's
ahead.
already, I think people have already shown how to do it. So you're late to that game. So
No, but nobody. See, this is where the ignorance comes in again. Or sorry, I don't want to use that one. This is where the people that came out with the information, like I said, were protecting themselves in what they said, as in they never gave the full structure, they never gave the full explanation on what you can do with the ability and the aim of using the exploit. So or I guess, can I ask you, what would be the aim of using the exploit? What do you think it's really used for? And I'll answer the true one right here. I'll give you the
based on
cherry.
based on what I know, it's
Yeah.
to get your AR higher without having to take bad orders that you don't want to take. That's how I understand it. And then to get the dash now feature because you can be above 70%.
Okay. So are you seeing it as the exploits valuability, or by using it, the thing that you're gaining is that you're only using it to get your acceptance rate up at like at the end of the month? Is that what it is? Is that how
Well,
you're seeing
if
it?
you're in a diamond zone, you might feel the need to keep it higher throughout because they're telling you they're prioritizing 50 to 69 and then top priority 70 and above. So, and then if you want to get on LOP and you get prioritized for orders, then if you're a higher AR, then you might see that LOP large order before the driver that's next to you. So that's how I understand it.
Okay, so that's like that's the baseline. That would be like the basic way to
Sure.
use
And
it, as
I've
in,
only known about it since May 8th and I'm not on LOP. So I would expect mine to be base level. Like I get that.
yeah. Well, so it's not just to, yes, obviously it's to raise your AR, but that's not like the pinnacle of why you use it. It's not just to raise your AR. It's because you can exploit every single order that hits your phone, and in thus doing that, you can cherry pick every single order that hits your phone. As in, every single order that hits your phone is an acceptance, and you get to see it, and you get to choose if you want to take it or not, and still get the acceptance point. That's the pinnacle of it, and that's what people aren't showing. This is where people are, they're giving like a little bit of it because they're not being truthful on how they're using it completely. And I seen
Right.
somebody in here, he did kind of say the ultimate cherry picking exploit, which means he knows how to use it the correct way, so to speak, or using it at its fullest potential.
So it's kind of the irony in you coming on and sharing certain things is I'm getting two different sides. I'm getting a side telling us, hey, we are the minions. We're at very base level. You guys don't really understand. There's more to it. So why not keep it to yourself then? If it's only on the base level, why come out and share the full story with people?
Because the amount of slandering that happens amongst groups that don't know what they're talking about and they're bringing my name into it.
if you don't give a fuck,
Well, hold on. I'm just gonna close it out. This, not like here, I don't mean that, but like I'm just gonna just close it out. If you guys want to think this is what's going on, obviously there's something going on. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie about it. And if I'm gonna be truthful, then I might as well just tell everybody exactly what it was without hiding anything. And at least my conscience is clean, and I know the smart and the correct thing to do in this point, in this fiasco that's going on, is just to say it all. There's no point to hide any little bit of it.
So
Just
if
like
you
you're
hit
saying,
it,
you can.
if you hit it before, even from people that were paying you $40, how do you think the community is going to respond on anything you say now?
I have a story to tell, and those people that want to listen to it can listen to it.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
And I don't. I say this in a way, and it's not 100% like I don't care about their opinion. Yes, I do. Right? We care about an opinion, but I don't care about their opinion if I'm going to tell my story the way it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. So are you gonna do a live? You're gonna do a recorded video? What
I don't
time?
know.
Talk about that.
Really, I was gonna make a video and like kind of put things together, but I think a live would be better, where people can actually like be within the story as the story is progressing. And if people
Yeah.
want to ask a question or whatnot, they can intervene with it and get like specifics on what decision was made at what point, or I don't know. It's just I'm gonna tell the full story,
Yeah.
and people are
Yeah.
gonna hear it, and people can You know, they can have their opinion. It is what it is. It doesn't change.
Sure.
Like, I'm not going to lose sleep over this. It's not going to change who I am as a person. I'll just say this: I was this person before you guys knew me, right? It's like I would have taken advantage of any system at any point, and majority of people in life also would find the $5 on the ground and put it in their pocket. Also, they're not going to go pick it up and go, "Whose $5 is this?" Right?
Well, some people would.
You
I
will.
would disagree with
There's
that.
some people, and that's
No,
fine.
there's a lot of people that would pick up a $5 bill around. If there's nobody there, that's different. If you're in a restaurant, I think a majority of people will pick up that 5 and ask the next table is this your.
Okay, totally, but if you're just out in the park, and you find $5 on the ground, it's going in your pocket.
Sure,
right?
absolutely.
And nobody's knowing about it. Just like if you stumbled upon an exploit while you were sitting in your car and you were dashing in North Dakota and you found it, you're probably just going to keep it to yourself and continue dashing and making money because you're trying to pay for your shit. You're trying to do your things, and it is what it is.
Yeah. So I can't be a part of any kind of video tomorrow. I got news going on. I'm sure that would be juicy. I can't be a part of it. So have fun with it. I think I've done enough. You've teased, so obviously you're going to get a lot of watchers on whatever video that you come out with. I can't be a part of it. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know who else could really moderate it. But I can't. So I would consider it if it was done next week, but I can't do it tomorrow. So I just have to say that now so you understand that. So.
Yeah, no, I figured, like I said, I put it on you so quick like that anyway. I didn't expect an immediate response anyway.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate you coming on. Was surprised to see you here. I think the community has a lot of opinions. I think you've laid out some information. So now there's obviously some more questions from some individuals, but for some individuals, you probably helped them and you gave them some info, and they'll be waiting to see the video tomorrow to see what you have to say.
This can clear up any of the doubters on what's going on or whatever preconceived notions that they have on what it is, and you guys can hear my personal perspective on what I did, how I did, when I did, and what I did, and why I'm here and what I'm doing. We're all on our own goals, we're all on our own paths, we're all doing our own things. I'm not here to knock anybody, and as much as controversy has happened in this, you still haven't seen Richard drop one video about dipshits, fucktards, assholes, and haters that I don't like, because I'm not that type of person and I'm not going to give them the limelight like that. But what I will do is I will spew the entire story. Their names will be included in it, and then they can deal with the lies that they've told their communities. At least I know my consciousness is clean.
That's fair. I got to say one thing. I got to thank you. I don't know if you realize what you just did, but these back-to-back weeks, anybody got any fucking slander from me, I don't want to hear it. People saying, Richard told you guys were set up. Nope. I knew in May 8th. This is just more credibility. I feel good. I can play devil's advocate right here just before we sign off. And this is all in love, Pedro. If you knew on May 8th, why didn't you tell your community and tell everybody? Well, sure. I talked about.
I know. I'm just joking. You don't.
No. And that's fair for you to say. I talked about. I gave my reason last week.
It's the same thing, right? Perspective of if you had your bodybuilders and you didn't tell them about the certain information. If you knew on May 8th and you let it go until August something, then who was really deceiving whose community and who's being who? Obviously we do it to protect ourselves, and you did it to protect your community, and that was the first thing you said also. And I did it to protect my community also. And you as a creator, I'm sure you understand that. Me as a creator,
but the difference between us is you had a Discord, I didn't. You charged people, I didn't, and you were making videos very differently than I was. So there's some differences there, right? Mm-hmm. So listen, I'll be watching tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. I'll watch it, probably not live but I'll be tuning in. I'm very curious to see the story. It makes for good entertainment as far as I'm concerned. That's how I look at it. Because I'm past the glitch stuff's like, I'm done with it. Like, it is what it is. But obviously you got more to share, so it's going to be entertainment for a lot of us. And
people that want to take advantage of it also, we might as well. Let's finish off this. Everybody that hates each other and how this community is so divided and so ripped fucking apart. Hey guys, we literally have the key right now to dominate DoorDash. And really, if the video goes so good tomorrow, probably should do a live. I mean, it's already over. Really, it shouldn't be talked about. And really, it sucks that everybody made videos and posted it and put the shit out there. And let's just hope that my video tomorrow doesn't get 100,000 views and it only gets like 4,000 or 5,000 views or so. And
it's not going to get 100,000, bro.
Exactly, but you never know, right? Stupid shit happens sometimes in this world.
Yeah, sometimes.
But yeah, obviously it's not. I expected to get 4,000, 5,000 views or something like that. And, maybe even 2,000 something views, but people are going to watch it. I know people want to hear what's going on.
Why not?
People
Okay,
just
hold on. I got a question, and then I'm going to
go.
let you go. Listen, you charge $40 to help to handhold and to get people to know some knowledge.
Yeah.
Why aren't you charging $40 to give them all the more information? That doesn't make any sense. You're a businessman, right? So why are you
Because
why are you giving out free game tomorrow?
Well, hold on. It goes back to the same thing. I never, ever in my community, from the day one that I figured it out with the partner next to me, which was Ron, I made a truce with myself at that moment. And I asked him also, and I'm sure we were in agreement, but obviously he fucked off with that like a little bitch would do. I didn't say that, but so fuck, I forgot what I was going to say there because that dude gets me fucking irritated to shit. What were you asking me again? Oh, why would I not have? Because I didn't want to suck any person into knowing about the exploit, because at such a small people of probably knowing about it, I didn't know the ramifications if DoorDash was going to ban people. And I didn't want you to sign into your account one day and be like, damn, I'm banned. And then I sign into my account and I go, yeah, I'm banned also. And then we both know why we're banned, because I shared information with you that could have gotten you banned on the app, which stops you from making any bit of money in the future. So that was always my fear from the very beginning of this information, was not to spread it out, because if people get banned, that means you took money from that person's, pocket. But me charging somebody to learn about Top Dasher and how to get their acceptance rate up, a plan to do it, and have like a kind of like, a goal and a structure to achieve, that at least I knew that was honest work, and they were getting results by paying for that, and they would get the results, and they would make more money, and that was good there. But I never wanted to suck anybody into the community or allow anybody within my community to share that information and suck other people into it unbeknownst to them, just because they joined my community. Does that kind of make sense? Right. So that was always my perspective. Just like on May 8th, when you figured it out, you didn't make a video on May 8th at 9:00 at night. Guys, look what I just figured out. I've got some sauce for you guys right now. We could really destroy a lot of things. Well,
because I was told in confidence not to say anything. And that's, if somebody tells me to my face, hey, don't say anything. All right. If I say I'm not gonna. Right. So for me, it's not about, then it was like, well, even if I did, it could be harmful long term.
It could be harmful long term, right? So when I told Ron the day that we figured it out, or I figured out how to do it, I said we shouldn't say anything. And it was like, yeah, we shouldn't. And Ron decided to, at that moment, just tell as many people as he possibly could. And when I found out about that in January of this year, I banned him and every single person and deleted my Discord server, all because of Ron's negligence of information flow. And
I've met Ron in person. I mean,
he's a good guy in person. He's a nice teddy bear, but he's a fake ass motherfucker, little snake ass bitch. Just let you know.
Well, those are some harsh words. I think
it is. But I have experience with the devil, and he's not a good person.
I would say if you're gonna say that about somebody, you got to back it up with something.
Oh, I can back it up with. I'll back it up with police reports if you want me to, but I don't need to dox him. Like, just Ron was a very negative aspect of this whole fiasco that happened, and why we see the information at the state of it's in right now, because you have him who infiltrated the negative side. So like all the haters that always hated me, as soon as he fell out with me and I cut him off from sharing information in my community, he instantly went to that community because he needs friends, because he's a loser and he thinks he's going to find friends on the internet. I know you're getting deep here, Richard. I have an opinion too, and you got to let me express my opinion.
You can, but I don't want you. He was on here earlier, and without I don't want you slandering his name on my channel. You can do it on yours, but I'm not going to have you do it.
Fair enough.
So I think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, I'll be looking. I'll be watching tomorrow.
Changed a lot of stuff. So
sure, and that's
big part of what we see.
That's part of your story, and I'm sure people are going to want to watch it. Smart on you for clicking the link, because I think if you made the video tomorrow without this, your views are probably cut in half. So very good marketing, as UDM said. Very smart. I don't think you're a dumb dude. I'll tell you that. Like I said, if you don't handle it right, you're done, bro. I'm telling you. I just know how YouTube is, and it's going to be hard if you don't really attack it head on with 100% facts. So otherwise, it's just a story, like you referenced. Anybody can say anything on YouTube and then go back on it later and it's
like
just
this. People are like,
entertainment.
Ron told you about it. See, actually, no, Ron is very illiterate in technology, and he doesn't even understand what the internet was before he met Richard. He didn't even know what YouTube was. He didn't even know what cell phones were. The dude's a dinosaur. I taught him everything he knows right now, and I'll share that in the story. You guys will see.
Share that in the story.
This is where like the bullshit that I see that just needs to be squashed, because somebody reads that and then another, like I've explained before, one person that doesn't know reads it, then another person that knows doesn't read it. They tell another person that doesn't know, then all three people don't know, and then they tell six people, and then everybody thinks that's what it is because all of the wrong people told the wrong people, you know. So yeah, just you guys.
What time tomorrow? What time tomorrow are you doing it? Have you decided yet?
I don't know, I'm thinking like 10 in the morning or something my time, which would be 10, 11, 12, 1 p.m. Eastern.
So afternoon, late morning, early afternoon, guys. He's
thinking afternoon. I'll pop on a live, and I think the best way is with a live, and then I can look at my YouTube channel, and it'll kind of give me like a prompt to go through each little thing, and people can jump in, and I might even make it so people can join in and yell at me and scream. Well, nobody will kind of yell and scream.
No, I think you'll have some people. So you will have people tomorrow. If you make the StreamYard link, you will have people, and some of them that are watching now, and some of them might be backstage. And I've purposely not let anybody up because I wanted it just to be you and I, because I feel like if we let other people up, it's just going to go stupid.
Yeah.
Or it could. And if you want to do that on your channel tomorrow, I think you're going to have that. I think people are going to join your show. I definitely believe that. So, and that's a good thing. You want the clicks and the views. You want to share your story. This is entertainment. It is what it is. But
this is the greatest. This is the glitch that killed DoorDash. This is definitely what it is. Because as this information goes deeper and deeper towards the heads of DoorDash, this shit's gonna get patched, and that's gonna be a big hit to a lot of people's pockets that have been using this for a long time to make money. Which feel bad for those people. But at the same time, hey, let's just say what we're supposed to say. Let's multi-app, guys. Can't rely on one app.
We'll see. I'll be watching tomorrow. Good luck.
All right, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, Pedro. I will
Yep.
talk to you later, and see you guys all tomorrow with the glitchered interviews.
There we go. Man, listen. I don't want nobody coming after me anymore. I don't want it. I don't want listen. Y'all ain't got nothing for me. All right. So interesting. I'm sure you guys, the chat was buzzing. I think I saw some support for Richard. I saw some not support for Richard in some of the comments I'm seeing. I don't know. I was past the glitch stuff, but it is what it is. This is Sunday Live. You get what you get. When I open the link to anybody and you are able to come on, you can say what you got on your mind. And breaking news. Those are some hot facts. I am the news of the gig economy. Anybody that tells different is just a fucking imbecile. See, I can do things better than you that aren't even my job. Man, it's hard to be me sometimes. I had to get that dig in there because it's factual, because these are hot facts with Pedro DoorDash Santiago. Whew, that's got to hurt, bro. That has got to hurt.